Australia's most haunted homestead sits in New South Wales, and has had a series of tragic events unfold throughout its history, earning the title of Australia's most haunted house. Construction of the Monte Cristo Homestead began in 1884 by Christopher William Crawley. Once a poor farmer, chance, good fortune and business awareness elevated him to great wealth. In a few short years, clever investments meant that he owned a great deal of the growing town of Junee. Before long, he was a pillar of the local community, and wanted a home to reflect his rise in status. The beautiful Monte Cristo Homestead must have fulfilled his expectations and more. Renowned for its social gatherings and parties, it appeared to be a happy home. Occupied by the Crawley family until 1948, the property was left empty for the next 15 years. The contents of the house were sold off, and a succession of caretakers failed to care properly for the building. Eventually, the building was left vandalised and abandoned. In 1963, it was bought by Reginald and Olive Ryan. The couple restored the house to its former glory, and occupied it as their home before opening their haunted house to the public. To the outside world, Christopher William Crawley and his wife appeared to be pillars of society. Behind closed doors, there's a suggestion that Crawley and his wife were not the ideal citizens they pretended to be. Mr. Crawley is suspected of impregnating 2 of his maids, and stories tell of him treating people bad. 100 years later, it's difficult to confirm whether these rumours are true. Crawley himself died in 1910, leaving his widow behind. Mrs. Crawley went on to live in the house for another 23 years, rarely leaving her home to venture to the outside world. The Monte Cristo Homestead is said to be haunted by up to 10 troubled souls and poltergeists. Some remain unidentified, but others have a very strong link with the house, and can be traced back through its troubled history. Mrs. Crawley is believed to be one of the most powerful presence at the house. Virtually a recluse after the death of her husband, she confined herself to the limits of her home. Despite being a committed Christian and converting a room in her house to a chapel, Mrs. Crawley is rumoured to have a cruel and unkind nature. Dressed in black and carrying a silver cross, her presence is often seen and felt. Upset Mrs. Crawley and you will incur her wrath. Visitors to the Monte Cristo Homestead have felt themselves pushed out of rooms which she haunts. Others have heard her unhappy spirit weeping. Howard Steele was the son of one of the maids in the Crawley household. He was also rumoured to be the child of Christopher Crawley. As a youngster, Howard was involved in a carriage accident and sustained serious head injuries. After his accident, he developed an aggressive and violent personality. In order to control him, his mother chained him up in the dairy behind the main house. Howard is said to have spent up to 30 years in this state. During this time, he would howl and scream, becoming the object of children's curiosity and cruel taunts. When his mother died, life became worse for the unfortunate Harold. Eventually, local people intervened and he was confined to a mental institution, where he died soon after. Harold's howls and screams can be heard in the dairy. Since its purchase and subsequent restoration in 1963, the Monte Cristo Homestead has become a family home, museum and ghostly tourist attraction. Thousands visit each year and there are hundreds of paranormal incidents recorded. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.